Apple is lower this morning, and it's finding itself in deep water after the Department of Justice announced they're accelerating its antitrust investigation into some possible evil mustache twirling from the tech company. The investigation is focusing on company policies for third-party applications and whether they're unfairly favoring their own products in their mobile operating system. Garrett, is this investigation by the DOJ concerning investors, or is Apple just going to be okay in the end?
I don't know. I mean, again, we keep hearing so much about data privacy and third-party applications and things along those lines, and nothing's ever done. If you really want to look at what data privacy law should look like, Europe does a much better job at it than we do in the United States. Why? Because Apple, Amazon, and all these companies. Did I freeze?
You did freeze. Freeze frame.
Okay, cool. They spend a ton of money, not just lobby and like individual congressmen. They lobby the actual regulatory bodies, which is insane. Like they host events where they invite people from the from these regulatory bodies to come to like hotels for 4 to 5 days in the middle of the Bahamas, and then talk to them about how they're improving data privacy, by being this private sector company. I think that when it comes to these investigations, the regulators are always looking in the wrong places. I don't think the third-party applications are the problem. I think it all comes down to where money moves, effectively how Apple is able to keep some of their customers' payments and keep that on their AP on their balance sheet. What Amazon does, where they don't pay their suppliers for 45 days and then treats their suppliers like a bank. We don't focus on the right things when it comes to these third-party things, when it comes to the regulatory components, and largely because we choose not to. So, again, I don't think it's a huge deal. I'm sure it'll probably generate a couple of headlines. A couple of people will get high fives. They'll get a new job title. They'll be senior counsel instead of regular counsel. And then we move on being victims to these companies again.
8-baller, take my hand and let's decode. What are you seeing in Apple?
Apple was a great response in chat, by the way. Florida man says, Tim Cook missed his payoff. Where was the white envelope? Nope, guess not. So Apple steps in. Apple, by the way, is a big component of the Dow. Dow pulling off. Let's take a look at Apple stock. There you go. Look at that, a blue line. Stock stayed below a blue line. Oh, it broke. See, now the stock, I'm going to keep an eye on 150.80 as potential support. The stock has had a phenomenal run. 145. Hard to believe the stock's 153. 145 for me would be a reasonable target.
145.
So it's a little stretched right now for me, Apple, on the longer term time frame. We'll keep an eye, again, as a major component of the Dow. Maybe it is time for selling the markets. What do you mean? What do you mean? We go forever.
Well, we've had...
by the way, Vaz, there's an old adage on Wall Street, don't fight the Fed. But this behavior is not just fighting, but also taunting the Fed with crypto and meme stocks and unprofitable companies responding best to Fed communications. Who said that? JP Morgan's Kalanovic. This guy right now is banging his head against the wall saying, I don't understand this market. Right now, the Warlock's world, as he said earlier, this is what we need to do. Just join us, blue line, orange line. You make your day's pay.